This week, I moderated the coast's pre-legislative briefing. Afterwards, I caught up with some state representatives. I talked with Representatives Jeffrey Hulum and Jimmy Fondren. Representative Jimmy Fondren, representing primarily Jackson County. You're still in your first term as a state representative. About halfway through your first term, what do you think you've learned so far in the state legislature?
I think I've learned that you never stop learning. I think that, you know, that being an attorney does help you there, familiar with the code already and how it operates. But I mean, there's guys that have been there for 25 years that are learning something new every day. I think that the Gulf Coast is fortunate to have a good delegation that goes up there and fights for what the coast needs, and they're good stewards of the state overall, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Looking at some of the top issues that will come out in this legislative session, school choice has to be at the top of the list. Where do you stand there, and how difficult do you feel like it will be to get some legislation done on this issue?
I think it could be difficult to get the legislation through because it's going to be a loaded bill with so many different facets of education freedom, school choice, however you want to refer to it. Personally, I support it. I think that parents should have more of a say-so in where their kids are being educated, especially those in a bad district that want better for their kid, and they're able to transport them to a good school district. There's just so many moving parts to it, and you know, I think that's going to be a hurdle in it, but I hope we can pull through. My biggest concern is making sure that the school districts have the ability to do their budget on time. They budget almost a year in advance, and so that's really important, but the overall policy of it I support.
You are on the insurance committee. We talked about it here in the forum today. Mitigation, mitigating your home to prevent extreme damage to your home and potentially lower insurance rates. Where does the legislature stand right now in getting something through when it comes to mitigating your home?
That is the most important issue in my area. It is so important that we get a good mitigation program, and Alabama has done a great job. The only problem we have right now, we have to have somebody that can implement that program. If that's a third party, so be it, but we have to be able to implement that program, and I'm ready to fund it. The legislature is largely ready to fund it, and it's so important to the Gulf Coast.
Representative Jimmy Fondren, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
State Representative from Gulfport, Jeffrey Hulum, thank you for joining us. So we're going into this legislative session. There are a lot of hot topics out there. Maybe the biggest is school choice. I know that's an issue you're passionate about. What do you feel like should be done in terms of school choice? And as a Democrat, do you feel like that you'll have enough momentum to maybe block some of the legislation?
Yes, we got a lot of momentum going right now because we can see all the different things and different apparatus that they have coming down. With the rhetoric, they talk about school choice, but with school choice in the state of Mississippi is not like school choice in any other state. Look at how schools start off as segregation academies. But one of the most important things, we need to keep the business what the business is. That we're making sure our teachers are receiving the pay that they need, our students receiving adequate education. We understand our friends and family in the Delta need assistance, but we do not need to blow up the entire school platform for something that's being pushed down by a fire hose from the national rhetoric. Because I understand, more important than anybody, the effects of public education. I come from public education. I did not always start off good in public education, but the teachers that we had in our community, by them knowing us, they worked with us. They made sure we got what we need when we need it, and they worked and gave us the extra effort. When you start to say that schools get to choose who can and who can't come to their schools by giving them that choice, that pushing us back to where we already came from 60 years ago. We're not trying to go that way. Also, when it comes to funding, there's a lot of rhetoric about funding. Public funding need to be transparent when it comes to giving money to private schools. We already have some form of school choice in the state of Mississippi. Let's improve that. Let's not go to a whole nother scenario just because somebody else wanted it. And also, I will say this, public education only been funded twice in the history of Mississippi. And our kids have made great strides and great leaps. The Mississippi Miracle was based on the fact and the backs of public education, not private schools, not religious schools.
So there is a proposal out there concerning SNAP benefits, and that's limiting how SNAP benefits could be used and reducing, they would encourage people to eat healthier, this kind of thing. And that's limit or ban the purchase of sugary foods with SNAP benefits. How do you see that issue playing out?
I see that issue not going nowhere, and I'm going to tell you why. The people who receive SNAP benefits are the people that's mostly elderly or kids. And the communities in which they're saying that the people receive these sugary and buy these sugary products, think about what those are. Those are your low to moderate community, which is your poor community. That's all they have. They do not have grocery stores in their community. All they have is the dollar stores who provide and thrive off of sugary snacks, candy, and things like that. If they want to do that, let's make sure that every place have a grocery store of fresh fruits and vegetables in their community. Let's make sure they have a walkability and green space to make them healthy. But I want to say this to you, Hugh. You cannot say you want to reduce that so you can make people healthy, and at the same time, you're going against the affordable health care to extend health care to all people in the state of Mississippi. You can't have it both ways. Either you want the people healthy and improve our health care system and health apparatus, or you want people unhealthy and unsafe so you can do and continue to do whatever you want to do with the funds.
State Representative Jeffrey Hulum, thanks for joining us, and we'll be watching what happens in the legislative session.
Thank you, Hugh.